Great
buddy.
to see you, David.
Good to see you guys. Welcome.
Hi, David. Good to
Come
see
on
you.
in.
David, tell us a little bit about what you think your favorite parts of the house are.
Well, my wife and I had this debate when we built the house that I wanted to be in the country and she wanted the amenities of the city. And so we found this a plot of land, and we were able to build a house that most of the year it's all filled in and you can't really see another house from the back. You feel like you're on a private lake in the middle of the woods somewhere. But we can walk to restaurants and Starbucks. And so the location and the fact that we could get this much land in the middle of Cary, is really something unique. We knew this is where we wanted to build.
Can you tell us a little bit about your kitchen?
Yeah, sure. My wife spent a lot of time designing the kitchen. We laid it out with popsicle sticks and string and walked through it because we really wanted to maximize, the kitchen is where you hang out like all the time. So we wanted the kitchen to be kind of a central point. We wanted it to be an open floor plan where you can see the family room and the piano and the dining room. But we wanted to be able, from the windows, to see the pool and the big atrium here, and be able to see the lake and the scenery. Of course, that limits your cabinet space. So we had to be really careful on putting the island in and the serving bar. And we did things like we went with one stove, but we added the Avantium, which acts as a second stove. It also acts as a second microwave. So that one tool is able to double as the second microwave or second oven, whichever we need. When my daughter was little, we could watch her swim while we were fixing dinner, and that was really nice. So we could see my dad float by, fly fishing on the lake, and it was wonderful. Now the house is fully voice activated. Anything electrical you can turn on using just voice commands in every room. And the nightlight circuit's great because there's always enough light to move around in the house, and then at dawn it turns that off. So it's really a very friendly, for this big of a house. You really need, like, just to turn off all the lights in a house this size, it'd be a 5-minute ritual every night. And so it's great to just say, Alexa, turn off all lights, and have her do that. Oops. We debated on an inside or outside pool, and there's pros and cons to both. But the cool thing about these 8-foot wide door walls is that when you open them all up, it's like it's an outside pool for all practical purposes. But in the winter, you close it up, and it's nice and warm, and you swim year-round. It's great being in the pool or down in the hot tub on the lower deck, and the lake's frozen and it's snowing, and you're sitting there, and it's magical. My electrical costs are actually a lot lower than people with a house half this size, and it's mainly because of the way we built it. In the construction pictures you saw, the cement walls are this thick around the house, and on top of that they laid 4-inch stone. So it's and the basement is underground for the majority of it. So it's a very energy efficient house to start with, and the tile roof helps reflect and that heat and hold it in the winter.
Can you tell us a little bit about the lower level of the house, some of your favorite features down here?
Yeah, sure. We put rooms down here where you didn't really need as much of a view of the lake. This is where we have the theater, which you want dark and windowless, and some of the 4 heat exchangers are in here. The house is a great party house because there's so many different places for people to perch and set. And some people are in the pool room, and some are in the balconies, or playing pool or ping pong, or whatever. They're spread out around the house. The house has a lot of secrets. My daughter, when she was little, she really wanted a secret room in the house somewhere, and I talked her into a loft in her bedroom as kind of. And I tried to convince her that was a secret room. And she's like, "Dad, they can all see the staircase." And so we did. I needed somewhere to hide my server room and some of the less attractive stuff. So this is actually a room. It could be a panic room too if you wanted. It's a nice solid door, but in here we have the ping pong, we have our water filtration system, and my server racks are in this room. So this is our theater here. My wife actually made the sound panels. We ordered all the soundproof foam, and she upholstered them, and this room is almost completely covered in sound panels. So the sound, when it hits you, it just stops, just exactly the way it should. We come down here and listen to music a lot of the times, or music videos, because it's so great to hear it. Even in 7-channel surround, it's awesome. But there's a mid-channel speakers, there's front speakers, there's a subwoofer, and then there's the 2 back speakers. So you really get the side. If the movies are done well, you'll get sound from the front, the sides, and the back. And these fully recline too. Here, I'll just show you there. And
So I can play video games here, and I'm gonna get the full effect when I'm playing.
full effect. Actually, these seats here in the middle are the best. But you can eat dinner down here if you want. There's a tablet for controlling everything, our voice controls, and of course my joysticks for the games. And these seats have the butt blaster in them, so you're going to feel that vibration. Whenever the joystick vibrates, it will vibrate as well. It's also really nice in movies. They're starting to, if you hear, like if a spaceship goes by and you hear that rumbling, your seat will also rumble. So it's a very immersive experience.
Is that a technical term? Butt blaster?
That is the name of the brand.
Oh, is it really?
So yes, there may be other ones on the market now, but those have worked great. I didn't tell you, but underwater in the pool, they're underwater speakers, and they make no sound. In fact, you can't hear a thing until you put your ear in the water, and then you hear this surround. It's the sound. The water itself is the soundboard for it, but it's very tranquil. I heard that my first time at where was I? The Grove Park Inn, and they had that built into their underground spa, and I said, oh, I gotta have that. That's cool, yeah. So I've also got, you can look at the words on the screen when you karaoke, or really anywhere in the house you can put the karaoke stuff, but the speakers are down here, and sometimes, the reason this is here, and you can put that away, but sometimes people just want to set. They don't want to stand up there and perform. They just want to set. And so we'll just bring this over and set it in front of them. Or they can turn it around and perform up here. So we have parties after a few drinks. I always say it's not about talent, it's about courage. And I've got about 9,000 songs that I've purchased, and they're built into the house. You can play them anywhere. We can play any song anywhere just by asking for it, but the karaoke ones that you have to purchase, and so they're part of the house. When you see these buttons that have scenes pre-selected, like here's theater, here's exercise. I notice the exercise room isn't on, but you notice if I hit the exercise button, what will happen is the exercise room will come on, the lights will adjust, the TVs will go to the Roku, which I usually look at, and the ceiling fan will adjust the temperature, cool it down a little bit in there. And so you'll notice the room came on to the way that I like to exercise. Then you hit the button again and it goes off. Same thing with the theater button, the game night button. So these are just predefined scenes. But actually we don't use these much anymore, because since I've made the house voice active, it's so much easier just to say, turn on the theater scene. My wife and I like to exercise, and we come down here and we'll work out together. We've got the floor space here. We do some YouTube video cardio workouts, or we'll do the weights or the treadmill. But this is a fun place. We'll put on some show we want to see, or documentary, and it's a great way to kind of just remove the excuses. Then there's a sauna upstairs if you want a sauna afterwards.